Right now, we things that we need to be mindful of. Our children are being labeled as super predators once again. That rising crime narrative is about our children. The closure of public schools is about our children. The attacks on CRT are about our children. There are so many things that our kids are going through. We went through a pandemic. They were expected to go back to school like they were okay. We weren't okay. So why would we expect them to be? So here's a few things that we need to do. Number one is we need to be fighting for police-free schools because our children are being criminalized. They are being assaulted by police in schools in New York City. Their school police department is the sixth largest police department, the school police department in the country. So we need to get police out of schools. You can go to policefreeschools.org, our website. Number two, we need to be showing up at school board meetings because unlike women, moms are living, they're showing up and they're doing damage. We also need to be making sure that we are filing Title VI complaints against these bans on books because who's uncomfortable? Our children are uncomfortable. And last, fight for public schools. Choice is a joke. Don't believe that. Thank you. Thank you so much. Judy Beard.
My name is Judy Beard, and I'm with the American Postal Workers Union. I'm the legislative and political director. What we are suggesting, my union is suggesting what we do is stop the excessive income and wealth inequality. No CEO should make 351 more times that a worker makes. And when we elect people, we need to elect people that are going to tax these wealthy billionaires. And we take that excess money that we get from them, and then we can have health care for all, we can have free child care, we can have free elder care, and that's how we change this country and make it more economically fair to everyone. When we fight together, sisters, we win.
Thank you, Jocelyn Farmer.
Good morning. Good morning. Jocelyn Fry, President of the National Partnership for Family and Families. I think what I would say is our economy is built on the backs of especially Black women. And our economy depends on us devaluing the work that they do, disregarding the challenges that they face, and ignoring the essential roles that they play. And so when I think about the strategies that we need to pursue, it is about not only do we trust Black women, as Monica Simpson would say, we need to invest in Black women. And in particular, we need to invest in the things that they are expected to do without pay and without support. And a lot of the work we do and many of the folks around this table is around care, whether it's support for childcare, whether it's being able to take off time, whether paid leave, whether it is being able to care for your loved ones, like home care, whatever the things are, we need to invest in those things so that Black women have access to those tools. The last thing that I would say is that we also need to tell our stories. If you look at the affirmative action case, if you look at the Roe, the Dobbs decision, in both of those cases, the court's opinion largely says, we don't care what happens. You don't know about the discrimination unless you look at the dissents.
Thank you so
we need
much.
to tell our stories. Thank you.
Thank you. Up next, we think we're going to hear some breaking news from Dr. Glenda Glover. Yeah, breaking news. Breaking news.
Good morning. Part of this question pertains to HBCUs. I'm Glenda Glover. I serve as president of Tennessee State University.
Breaking news.
There's no secret about my passion for HBCUs. I had planned to go in another direction to talk about something and made some notes for it. But yesterday, the Secretary of Education, the Secretary of Agriculture, jointly sent a letter to the 16 governors that house HBCUs in that state and informed them that HBCUs were underfunded by almost $13 billion. We brought to light the fact that HBCUs are underfunded. Every time there's some meeting like this, one president will talk about the underfunding of HBCUs. And so I'm one of the leaders of that fight. And we were so happy to hear that underfunding. There's my state in Tennessee, we have already identified $544 million, and we're fighting for it. But now, since that was just in one pot of money, but now that they've taken on this fight with us to come up with another $2.1 billion owed to TSU. So it's a fight worth fighting. I ask you to join me in this battle to fight for TSU, to fight for HBCUs, to fight for the 19 land-grant universities for fair funding. Not to save it, we're gonna survive to be fine. But we need the money to survive, for programs, for housing, infrastructure, for scholarships for students, to produce the good students. Are we worth saving? Absolutely yes. Because who else can take such little money and produce such great students? Look at APY. APY from Morgan and all of us. We know I can't compete with these folks. So I know what we can produce. So it's a fight worth fighting. If you're afraid to fight, stay home because God can use you. I told you breaking news. Thank you, Dr. Lovett. And the great Janice Mathis.
Good morning, everyone. Melvin, thank you for convening us. It's so good to see all of you in this room. It is restorative. I'm here on behalf of Siobhan Arline Bradley, the CEO and President of the National Council of Negro Women. I am joined today by Dara Tillman, our Director of Development is back there, and many of you know Michelle Holder, who is one of the key organizers and volunteers. I want to hurry up. We represent 30,000 members. Our advocacy agenda includes missing and murdered women, the Red Card campaign to end all forms of violence and discrimination against women, voting rights, protecting and expanding them. We're entering into a campaign with all 33 of our national affiliates so that we're going to register every Black high school senior and junior college freshman across that 30-state footprint. We're involved with freedom to read. I see our friends from NEA and AFT are here. We're all about freedom to read and not banning books. Student loan debt, we have not given up on student loan debt. I can't go into all of it now, but Chuck Schumer and Durbin are already on record saying that student loan debt ought to be bankruptable like any other debt, and that would free up a whole lot of wealth for Black folk. We believe in Title VI enforcement, and I dropped everything I was doing yesterday, Dr. Glenda, when I saw that announcement, because I said, hallelujah, at last. We gotta maintain the Senate. Most of what we want goes through the United States Senate. You know those states. Time is up. Thank you. God bless you all.
She got the memo. Margaret Mitchell.
Good morning. I'm Margaret Mitchell, and I work for 200 YWCAs across 45 states and the District of Columbia, serving 2 million women and girls. And I just have to continue with what Dr. Glover had to say. I'm a proud HBCU alum from Hampton Institute, and I have to say that not only are HBCUs underfunded, but Black women, we are underfunded. We are underfunded. And Melanie Campbell led us in a White House conversation about the wage gap, but we have to take our position around being the third largest voting bloc in this country to be paid fairly, moving past that fair wage into a livable wage, if we are to be able to achieve the things that we want to achieve. And I have to say one thing about childcare. We must have universal childcare. If we are to do the things we are to do and be a power for this economy, childcare is needed. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, Bishop. Bishop. I'm saying in Bishop, my homegirl, Baltimore. Yes. Sobro, Bishop vanished. Morgan State. Well, good morning, everybody. Thank you for convening this powerful, intellectual, achieving women into this room, and everything can happen if we get together and do it. I represent the National Council of Churches. I'm president and general secretary. Provide executive leadership for 37 denominations representing 100,000 congregations and 30.5 million people. The National Council, do want to present Reverend Dr. Angelique Walker Smith, who is the North American president for the World Council of Churches. Y'all shout her out. Let me share with you that one of the things that we need to do as we talk about solutions is that we need to add literary justice and educational justice to our overcrowded agendas anyhow. And it's a simple thing to do. We have to have the freedom to write, the freedom to read, and the freedom to learn. How do we do that? Because I represent a faith-based organization, I have a faith-based solution. Every Sunday school class ought to add Black history to its lessons. Every Bible study ought to have Black history. Every time you stand at the testimony service, there ought to be something on the screen that reminds you of who you are. Because if you don't know your history, then you're left to believe that culture and society tells you who you are rather than you knowing who you are. So this past year, NCC had Impact Week, and a part of that, we strive to put solutions on the table and encourage our congregations to do that. So that's called flipping the script. So we ask congregations, oh my God, is it? Yes, yes. You're closing 3 times like a real preacher now, but that's good. So we encourage local congregations to have readings. Buy a Ben and marginalized book or book by African American and have a reading. Have your children and your students have a reading in your congregation. You can do it at Jack and Jill, fraternities, and sororities. You can do that. And then buy the books so that you can put those books in the New York Times. So the authors who are paying for make money for what they plan for evil, they will return to economic good. Let's just say amen. Let's just say amen. I told you, the bishop is in the building. Thank you. Woo. I'm gonna jump over a few right now. Woo. All right. This is heavy now, Reverend Dr. Judy Moore. You next. All right, there you go, my sister. That's Melanie's sister. That's her baby sister. Your big sister. Yeah, Pittsburgh's on. Yeah. Before Black history was added to the school curriculum, our parents ordered Ebony and Jet magazine, anything that had to do with Black history, fact, and information. Our mother, for years in the Black church, had a Black history gala. Black churches rise up. We know that we serve a God that is able. And if He can provide food in the desert, surely God will continue to make a way. Listen, before they had mail-in ballots, we were out there in those lines. So get in those lines and stay in those lines. We've always found a way out. Before folding chairs and water, surely goodness and mercy will continue to follow us all the days of our voting lives and at every voting poll. My father and sister, we attended Black college at least 1 year. 4 of us went, 3 of us graduated. I recall a white professor in my seminary years. He told me that I graduated from a historical Black college and that I would need to learn how to think deep quick. And I thanked him for his encouragement. 2 advanced degrees later, I went and got in his face. And I said to him, Isaac and Janet Campbell, my parents,
told me long before the likes of you that I can be whoever I want to be and go wherever I want to go. Our fathers and mothers have been showing up and showing out. We ain't scared. We just took up motivated to a higher level. Surely, surely, we got this. I feel like this is a Black church revival today. My spirit is full, Lord. My cup is running over. But you know what? As you were talking about the voting chair, let's think about the late great Shirley Chisholm, Angela Rye, when she said, if you don't have a seat at the table, bring a folding chair. That folding chair works. Anyway, moving on. I was just acknowledging you coming up soon. You coming soon. Becky Frank. Yeah, I know. Can we get an amen? I can't hear you. Can we get an amen? Ooh, oh, my goodness. I'm sorry. April said, like, describe me. I'm Becky Pringle. I am an 8th grade science teacher. I taught science, I know, right? Middle school. For over 30 years, I have the honor and privilege of serving as the president of the National Education Association, this nation's largest labor union. You know, as you were saying that, April, Sojourner came to my mind. You know, if women want more rights than what they've got, why don't they just take and not be talking about it? Yeah, that's exactly what we're doing. If you are not feeling the power in this room right now, something wrong. Something is wrong. I know I don't need to tell you that public education in this country is under attack. I know I don't need to tell you that the freedom to learn is under attack. I know I don't need to tell you that the freedom to teach the complete, true, honest, inclusive history of this country is under attack. And so what I need from you is to join us who are standing in the center of this fight. I need you to join us in promoting public education as what it is. It is a common good. That's what it is. It is the foundation of this democracy. That's what it is. I need you to join us. I need you to join us in protecting public education. The folks in this room understand, but for public education, you would not be here. But I tell you, it's not there. I need you to help us strengthen public education, because we all know in this room, it was never designed for people that look like you and me. And so I need you to join us in transforming it into something it was never meant to be: a racially and socially just and equitable system that prepares everyone to succeed in this diverse and independent world. And how do we do that? By securing the environment, getting everyone who loves you or likes you or intends to keep living with you to vote for our kids and for our community and for this country. I didn't want to take that one today. But you know, if we talk about education, we've never been educated, right? They never told us our history, and they never want to tell us our history. And I think we need to collectively go out and buy the book, The Miseducation of the Negro. Yeah. You know, let's start there. Okay. I'm gonna interview you and Dr. Glover, so don't walk away, okay? You know what I'm talking about, Bishop. All right. And Dr. Glover, because I got to go back to work after this. I don't know how I'm going to go back. I am so good. I'm full. You know what? Yes, I'm a journalist, but my humanity is a Black woman from Baltimore. You already know the struggle. Woo! Tamika Ramsey, where are you? Show right here.
Good morning. Tamika Ramsey with T. Ramsey Associates, Black Roundtable Metro Detroit. Black women are the largest group starting businesses in this country, yet the second lowest funded. We need to stop saying BIPOC, right? Because Black women lose every time we say BIPOC. We have to claim who we are, Black women. We need to start talking to our elected officials at the state and local level, at the federal level, because they keep talking about they don't want to give us handouts. That's our money. We get tax dollars. We pay taxes. So how you gonna tell me you can't give me my money back to invest in my business where I employ Black people, right? They keep on talking about we gotta give these white corporations money for diversity. Give it to the Black people. They gonna hire their cousins and their kids and their neighbors. We need to take our power back, and that means we gotta ask for our money. We ain't ashamed. We will not be ashamed to ask for what's ours, what's right, and we want it now. Thank you.
All right, Angela, it's on you, my sister.
Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here with you all. Like many of you, I'm here so I don't get fined by Sean Lynch. If you can't vote, you know what that means. And it's so important for us to share not only the opportunity to talk about what we must do, fight about what we must do. So it's our honor, Mel, to always stand beside you and uplift your hand when we can. I want to talk about us being under attack. It is really important for us to understand in this country, from the womb to the tomb, we are under attack. We are no strangers to that fight, Black women. That's why we're sitting around this round table today. When we're talking about our books being banned because critical race theory, they don't even know what that means. When we talk about George Floyd losing his life for everyone to watch for 9 minutes and 30 seconds, $60 billion in corporate commitments that they no longer remember they made, did not fulfill that promise. When we talk about DEI and now they can no longer remember, they have amnesia about what that acronym even means. And we're talking about a Supreme Court that for the most part is not our friends. We're not talking about Ketanji, but we are talking about that majority. So Clarence can go somewhere. Now here's the thing. The affirmative action case has widespread implications that we're not talking about. I just left a meeting at MBDA, and I apologize for my tardiness, where we were talking about this. And what we have to understand is that now, just 2 days ago, in a court case, the plaintiff in the case, the plaintiff in this case said, please ban all 8A programs. How many of you all are business owners in here? You might not be an 8A contractor with the federal government, but please understand that's the public sector ramifications. That's not the private sector ramifications. Ladies, if we don't fight for ourselves, for HBCUs with Dr. Glenda, with so many others, we are in real trouble. We have to fight. I know we are tired, but the time is now.
Thank you, Angela. Thank you, Angela. We got 3 people left, and this has been amazing. Thank you for having me, Melanie. Second year, my cup is full, real. Deborah Scott.
When our rights are under attack, what will we do? That's right. We're going to continue to stand up and fight back. So we have a leadership strategy. That means we have to lead. We have to lead and share with our information with our young folks. That means leadership education of fighting aggressively and defending democracy. We need a 10-year and a 30-year plan, not a 5-year plan, 10-year and 30-year plan. We need to be strategic, mobilize, energize, and organize and work together. We need to find our people in the South and move there, right? And vote. And if you don't have them in the South, come to Georgia. We want you and we need you to vote in Georgia. We will continue to train our young people, but we also will continue to tell them to vote on every election, every single election, all the way down the ballot, because that's where the power is. We need a policy agenda that goes from the White House down to the courthouse. Right? We need to deal with Medicaid unwinding and Medicaid expansion and SNAP unwinding because our families are under attack. So when our rights are under attack, what will we do? We're going to stand up and fight back.
Come on now. But Deborah, you said come to Georgia. What part? What part of Georgia?
Any part of Georgia can come vote. You want to go down to the Black Belt and to Atlanta, the whole metro area. We can control the South and control the movement if we move to the South.
Okay. All right. Ask the question, you get your answer. Okay. The Honorable Sheila Tyson. Thank you so much for inviting me. I am Commissioner Sheila Tyson from the great state of Alabama. And we have talked about voting, the lack of voting, encouraging people to vote. But once we vote for you and you get in these seats, what are you going to do? Are you going to truly serve the people? We sit back every day and watch ourselves put black women and black men in seats that do not serve us. We need a trainer toolkit. You cannot leave Gucci, MAC makeup, serving yourself and your own personality. How many people are sitting at the table with billions of dollars that's not investing in our historical programs, that's not investing in small businesses? And you got the authority and you got the vote to put the money there as a line item to serve these people. I see it happening every day. We are redrawing lines in the state of Alabama. You are not sitting there to draw a line for you to run for the position. You're there to draw the line to make it equal, where we have some 2 seats to run equally for the state. We see it happen every day. We are not calling these people out. That's include me. If I do something wrong, I expect to be called out. I expect to be put in my place. Until we do that, we can't expect for them to treat us no better than what we are being treated.
Thank you. Robin Williams?
Yes, good morning, sisters. Good morning. Melanie, thank you so much for convening us each year where we're trying to get to the table. Melanie has truly created a powerful table for Black women. Thank you so much, my leader. I'm Robin Williams. I'm with the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. I'm also the co-convener of BWR, DC, and Maryland. As I sit on the board of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, I am also the labor chair, following the footsteps of my great leader, Cleola Brown, sitting up there. Wherever we are, we need to bring each other into the room. So no matter if I'm sitting at the labor table, I'm bringing you and our issues at that labor table and doing it loud and clear so they know. At the NAACP, I make sure that the labor issues are there. It has been our goal to make sure that we do not leave any union out. So we welcome all unions to sit around the table of the NAACP. We have created a space where Black workers come first when it comes to the NAACP. So this year we have been working closely during this hot labor summer where every worker across the country are taking the power to hit the streets to fight for the rights that they deserve for so many years. We're working with NEA and AFT to make sure that we protect our education, we protect the freedom to learn, but our kids cannot learn if our teachers does not have the freedom to teach. So we're also protecting our teachers. We have worked with SAG and AFTRA. We've been on the line with them. Our president, Derek Johnson, was just left California on the line with SAG-AFTRA. Maximus workers, they're in Mississippi. When you call to get on that Obamacare, we got sisters answering that phone, and they are understaffed, they're underpaid, and so when NAACP and CWA called me and said they needed some help, I called my sister from Mississippi, BWR, and now she's working directly with those workers. They're gonna cut the mic on. They're gonna cut the mic off.
Yes.
We are on time.
They're gonna cut our mics off.
Yeah. We are on time, everyone. Thank you. I'm proud of you guys. We are on time. And thank you for making this the opening great event that we know it would be. The reason why it's great is because there's such need and because of you. Because you are looking for solutions. You are the solution. I thank you, Melanie, for having me back for the 2nd year. And this is just awesome. Thank you, Black Women's Roundtable. Thank you, all of you. Thank you.
And I just wanted, we had one more person that I know not gonna be able to speak because they're gonna cut the mic off. But so just our sister, don't take it easy, who leads, win with us.